Good morning, everybody. This is Mark Freckleton with One Mentor. I'm here to talk to you a little bit, answer your questions, and move you forward in your progression towards being an effective IBO, making the most of your Wake Up Now experience. Now, first off, let me mention that the personal one-on-one mentoring is available to you. Now, that is a session you get with me that we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's one-on-one. It's on the telephone, so we can actually converse. It's not like this where I can't hear you, but you can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me uh, because Google Hangouts changed its format, and I'm just figuring it out. So if there's any trouble, let me know. But for that personal mentoring, and you send it to my email address. I'm putting that down as mfreckleton@wakeupnow.com. And I'll be glad to talk to you. Now, at this point, you've heard a lot about sharing Wake Up Now, how to build a business by letting people know what you're doing. You don't sell it, you share it. And if they decide they are interested, then you can give their information to the challenge team. And starting the next session, at the end of the next session, you'll receive the form that you fill out to refer someone to the challenge team. And on this form, you'll put your prospect's name and contact information and a little bit of background about this person, what they do for a living, and how they're living, and what they're most interested in about Wake Up Now. Is it a particular product, or is it the business opportunity, or a combination of both? But the more background information you can supply to the challenge team on this person, the better off you're going to be. The more productive that referral will become, because they'll be able to make a connection there. They'll be able to build rapport. So we were talking about last time. Remember the fact that the subject matter of the conversation should be the person you're talking to. It's a lot easier for the challenge team member to make that prospect the focus of the conversation if you supply him or her with some background information on your prospect. And then, as I say, all you have to do is get them interested. You set the hook, so to speak, and they'll reel it in. Imagine yourself out on a boat, one of those fishing charters out on the Gulf of Mexico or somewhere off either the east or the west coast, and you're sitting there on the deck and throwing your line out with the bait on it. Suddenly, you hook an 800-pound marlin. Now, that's quite a challenge to bring in. It's a little bit different than bringing in a 1.5-pound brook trout. And so you know what, you're worried maybe you'll break the line, or the fish will escape, or the line could run through the propellers because the fish goes all over the place, and you don't know what to do. So what do? You turn your line or your pole over to a crew member who is an expert at landing these big fish, has done it multiple times. The crew member brings it in for you. But you notice it's still your fish. You hooked it. You're the one that poses next to it back at port, where it's hanging from the scale head down, and you're standing there looking proud so that you got a picture to show off to your friends and family when you get back home. It's your fish. Now, you didn't bring it in. That's what the challenge team does. As you find the referrals, the challenge team signs them up. It's that easy. Now, you'll have access to the challenge team for a year, and you might be concerned, well, what happens after that year? Well, the first thing is that if you're actively engaged, and if you're doing a lot of referring, especially if you're listening in on those calls with a three-way call, you will outgrow the challenge team long before the year's up, or at least the need for it. You'll be able to handle it yourself. You'll have learned what to do. You'll see it in action. You'll get more confident. Confidence is half the battle, and that kind of thing. And furthermore, a year and a half from now, maybe you got someone that you'd rather turn over to the challenge team. Well, go ahead. Are they going to turn on your business? Your business for them. You're how these challenge team members make a living. When you send in referrals, they're not going to shoot you down. Now, the one thing you want to do, though, is make sure you qualify these people adequately, your prospects. From their viewpoint, they need to know something about Wake Up Now. And if their focus is on a particular product, that's fine. They just need to know that TaxBot is part of Wake Up Now, or that One Finance or One MD or One Speak are all part of Wake Up Now. And then that way, then they're not surprised when the challenge team member calls them. And the other thing is they have to know is that someone will call them. Now, don't call it challenge team because they won't know what that means. I use all kinds of things. I say my buddy or the guy that helps me with this, or my associate, my colleague, whatever you want to call it. But your prospect needs to know something about Wake Up Now, and they need to know that somebody will be giving them a call to explain things to them. The second half of the referral is that the challenge team needs to know something about your person. Just to illustrate that, let's say you're sending in two referrals. You're sending in Frank and Mary Ann. Now, Frank has spent the last 18 years working as a reference librarian in the county library system. So he's a county bureaucrat, government guy. And Mary Ann has spent those same 18 years self-employed, entrepreneurial, setting up new businesses and making them go. Right? Would you want to talk to both of them the same way? I mean, if you talk to Frank from an entrepreneurial point of view, that's foreign to him. He can't conceive of that, and he'll get scared and walk away. If you talk to Mary Ann from a job point of view, then she'll get bored and walk away. So the challenge team wants to talk to Mary Ann like an entrepreneur, and they want to talk to Frank like an employee so they can relate to him. And also, of course, they want to know something about that person's finances so they know how to structure it. Is this prospect you have flat broke and unable to do anything? Or is this prospect flush with cash, or just your average working guy going from one paycheck to the next? Yeah, let them know. Let them know what about Wake Up Now is most intriguing to them. And there will be people that are only looking for a business and only looking for a way to make extra money. The products have got to be good enough, but their main thing is, how am I going to make money with this? But other people are not thinking making money. They're just thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice to be able to call someone when my kids get sick so I know what to do? And then they expand on that to turn them into a full-fledged Explore Pack IBO. But you can see that the more information you can give them, the better off they are, and therefore the better off you are. So at this point, you know what you need to do to start sharing. And don't be too concerned with like the timing of things, or whether or not you have that form to fill out to submit a referral to the challenge team. You'll get that soon enough. Just, in fact, the way you control that is when you get the schedule form for session 4, fill it out and send it and submit it so that you're on the docket for session 4, and then you get the referral form. It's as easy as that. And if you've got to tell them, well, I'm kind of tied up for a little bit. The first time I'm going to be able to get someone on the phone with you will probably be Wednesday or Thursday next week. By the way, you can stipulate a certain time for them to call you, or for them to call your prospect. Now, you got to give them 48 hours notice so they can get organized. But if in other words, 2 business days. So if you wanted a call received Tuesday afternoon, yeah, that's fine. Just do it. You could say either Monday or Tuesday afternoon, because when I get to a Monday, they will. But when it comes to making guarantees, they want the 2 days. If you want it to be a 3-way call where you participate, when I say participate, I don't mean you run the show, because that defeats the purpose of having the challenge team and their expertise. No, you just want to be there to listen and maybe offer some encouragement, moral support. But they can do that too. They can 3-way you in. So it's all possible. So here's your chance. Go out and talk to people, get things going, and do a lot of posting to social media. And I'll always encourage you to do that as a form of advertising. You're not going to close a lot of deals. You're not going to turn in a lot of people into IPOs by just posting to social media. But do you see how that's advertising for you? They become aware of what you're doing. They get curious. They ask. And you got referrals, right? Oh, and you also get some PV in the meantime. They buy anything, you get the PV on that. So that's sweet. Matter of fact, theoretically, if you're active enough doing that and you need 90 PV for your qualification for the month, uh, one case of Thunder is 20. One can of the protein stuff for one fit is 20. And just get a few people buying here and there. Deal stream are 3 apiece. And I mean, I don't know that how likely it is right now, but if you were to offer something on the deal stream every day for a month, theoretically, if 30 people buy something, your qualification is taken care of. Okay. So anyway, uh, do you have any questions? Well, if not, I'll just wish you my best wishes for a great day, and just keep learning, keep working, keep using the products. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.